starts with Mr. Cortez.
To all of you dreamers out there, keep dreaming, man. Sometimes you gotta wake up from a dream and go get it.
You're on, sir.
Yeah, my final thoughts for the day is pretty much, folks, do not set high expectations for yourself that you know nobody else can fulfill. What I mean by that, it's been plenty of times in situations where you might have a close friend that you trust, and they do something to get you upset or whatever, or you ask them to do you a favor or whatever. All I'm saying is do not put too much emphasis or high expectations in your friendships.
Okay. All right. So do you believe that even friendships have an expiration date?
I don't believe they have an expiration date, but I wouldn't get upset if, and we had this conversation one time, I think we had this, is if a friend, like for example, if I said, hey, GPS, I need you to come around my house to do something with me, and GPS doesn't come by, I'm not going to feel any kind of way about it.
Got you.
He couldn't come. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pin that against him and be like, man, you're not my friend because you didn't show up or you weren't there when I needed you.
I got you.
Stuff happens, man. Stuff happens, and people, I think what happens, we set these high expectations for our friends, but we fail to realize that they got lives just like we do, man.
Very true.
They're not perfect, man. They're not perfect. They can't be at everything. It's gonna be sometimes they might disappoint you, but that should not stop you from still being their friend, man.
Absolutely, 100% on that. GPS, what about you?
I'm going to agree with Cortez. They may not have the expiration date, but you'll have times where you may hear from them for a while, and then you're talking to them. Once you talk to them, you're picking up right where you left off. Especially with life, how it goes now. Friendships will have their things. I mean, even as long as we've been together, Fitz, me and you talk every day, but Cortez, I may talk to him once, twice a week tops.
Right.
But I could go down there and pick up right where we left off, like it was nothing. So no, I don't believe that you have to be up under each. You don't have to be up under each other every day. But where you can, with the more time you get to spend, hey, great.
Very good. I dig that a lot. And I might have to piggyback on both of you. I remember mentioning this to Cortez, that there's three sides to a story. There's one side, there's the other side, and then there's the truth. So
that's right.
This time I want to concentrate on one side of the story. Let's just say you have a certain mindset of certain things are supposed to be A, B, C, and D. But in another side of the coin, their aspect might be B, A, D, C. Their dynamic might be a little bit different than yours. And sometimes it can wind up being a little bit of a culture shock from seeing certain things that might not be in uniform for what you do, but it might be in a style that's done by someone else that works for them. And the one thing that I've had to learn, whether reluctantly or by will, is that we all have our own different styles and lives and things that we do that might not be uniform to how we live, but as long as it makes the other person live fine and peacefully, then you still have to respect both sides. It might eat at you a little bit. It's like, okay, it's not happening in the style that I know, but they're still getting their job done. They're keeping their dynamic, but it's in their own style. We still have to respect each other's styles, even though it might not be what we would do. Everybody is different. Unfortunately, everybody can't be the same as us. Everybody can't be emulated under one individual. That's why we're unique individuals. We all have free will. So just kind of step back and look at the whole aspect in general and say, you have your own style of doing things. Other people have their own style. People can't conform to your style all the time, as well as vice versa. People shouldn't have you conform to their style. That's why we're unique people. So the minute that you kind of realize that, because it can cause rifts between people. Like Cortez says, certain things can cause rifts if you're looking at it through blinders, for lack of a better term. But once you open the perspective up and look at both sides realistically and take that step back, then you realize everybody's different, everybody's unique. It might not be how we do, but still have to kind of give respect in what they do. So be kind to your fellow people and their ways of living and their styles of doing things, because they might feel the same way about your style that they don't agree with.